The news network for the people, combating the mainstream media.
Hey guys, this is just going to be another huge coronavirus update, so the video footage probably might get a little boring, but it's more of the information I'm trying to give to you guys. The death toll continues to climb in Washington state. The infections continue to increase nationwide. The coronavirus deaths reached the East Coast, states of emergency declared in Utah, Maryland, and Kentucky. The coronavirus deadly reach has spread to the East Coast, as health officials announced Friday that 2 people who tested positive died in Florida, and the CDC warned older people or those with serious medical conditions to stay home and avoid crowds. At least 21 people tested positive on board the Grand Princess cruise ship being held off the coast of California. The New York Governor Andrew Cuomo declared a state of emergency. 3 more people have died of the COVID-19 in the Seattle area. The Washington Department of Health announced the deaths in an update Saturday afternoon. That brings the total number of deaths in the state to 16 and raises the number nationwide to 19. Washington state now has 102 confirmed cases of the COVID-19, most of them in the Seattle area, where a nursing home is at the epicenter of the outbreak. The coronavirus's deadly reach has also spread to the East Coast, as health officials announced Friday that 2 people who tested positive died in Florida. The Florida Department of Health said the 2 people who died were in their 70s and had traveled overseas. One was a man with underlying health issues in Santa Rosa County, located in Florida's Panhandle, and the other was an elderly person in Lee County in the Fort Myers area. There were 376 cases of COVID-19 in the United States as of today, according to data tracked by Johns Hopkins. Meanwhile, the US CDC updated its guidance and is now warning older adults and people with severe medical conditions, including heart, lung, or kidney disease, to stay home as much as possible. People in those categories are also advised to avoid crowds. The information on the CDC's website was updated Friday, according to the Associated Press. Now, the World Health Organization director called on countries to make containment of the virus their highest priority. Quote, "We continue to call on countries to find, test, isolate, and care for every case, and to trace every contact. Slowing down the epidemic saves lives, and it buys time for preparedness and for research and development," Tedros said in a Friday afternoon press conference. Now, he goes on to say, "Every day we can slow down the epidemic is another day hospitals can prepare themselves for cases. Every day we slow down the epidemic is another day governments can prepare their health workers to detect, test, treat, and care for patients. Every day we slow down the epidemic is another day closer to having vaccines and therapeutics, which can in turn prevent infections and save lives." End quote. Now, the California cruise ship, the Grand Princess cruise ship, remained in limbo off the coast of California Saturday morning. The Vice President, Mike Pence, told reporters on Friday that of the 46 people tested aboard the ship, 21 of which tested positive. 2 were passengers and 19 were crew members, according to the LA Times. Now, Pence added that the ship, which has been held off of San Francisco for days, will be taken to a non-commercial port and everyone aboard will be tested for the COVID-19. It had not been decided where that port would be. Now, President Donald Trump said he would prefer that the passengers did not disembark onto American soil, but that he would let medical experts make that determination, the AP reported. The California National Guard and representatives from the US CDC boarded the Grand Princess on Thursday to test passengers. Videos and photos posted to Facebook by the National Guard showed them wearing protective gear. 2 former passengers of the ship who were on board between February 11th and February 21st for a cruise to Mexico were later confirmed to have the coronavirus. One of them, a person from Placer County, California, died on Wednesday. The other person is being treated in Sonoma County. By the time authorities learned the 2 people had been on the ship, the Grand Princess had departed for a cruise to Hawaii. It returned to California on Wednesday with more than 3,500 people on board, and now a person in Hawaii who had been on the ship was diagnosed with the COVID-19 Friday, the New York Times reported. It is Hawaii's first case of the infection. Now, globally, more than 105,000 people had been infected as of Saturday afternoon. There have been more than 3,500 deaths. More than 80,500 of those cases are in mainland China, where 3,042 people have died. But the number of new infections in China is decreasing by the day. China reported 99 new cases today, the first time its daily increase fell below 100 since January 20th, the AP reported. Of the total people confirmed with the COVID COVID-19 in China, more than 55,000 have recovered and are no longer considered active cases, according to the Johns Hopkins data. Washington state officials said cases there topped 100 on Saturday, with 71 confirmed in King County, 27 in Snohomish, and 1 each in Grant, Jefferson, Pierce, and Clark counties. South Korea, Italy, and Iran continue to be the virus's hotspots outside of China. The 3 countries combined have confirmed more than 15,000 cases. Now, New York became the latest state to declare a state of emergency over the outbreak of the COVID-19. The state had 76 confirmed cases as of Saturday afternoon. The Women's World Hockey Championships, due to kick off March 31st in Nova Scotia, are among the latest large public events to be cancelled worldwide. Organizers of the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas canceled the famous musical festival, which more than 100,000 people were expected to attend, according to the Austin American-Statesman. Emerald City Comic-Con in Seattle was postponed from March 12th until the summer. Now, in breaking news, a hotel in China that was used to quarantine people being observed for the coronavirus symptoms collapsed today, trapping 70 people in the rubble. Now, Amtrak canceled a non-stop rail service between New York and Washington due to the lack of demand, as the travel industry continues to be hit hard by the outbreak. A U.S. sailor stationed in Naples, Italy, has tested positive for the COVID-19, the first case among service members in Europe. The U.S. European Command said in a news release that the sailor tested positive on Friday and was not hospitalized. The University of Washington has canceled classes at its 3 Seattle area campuses and will hold classes online for at least the next 2 weeks. Now, Stanford University in California also plans to hold classes online only as of Monday. The Vatican announced that Pope Francis will deliver his next 2 public blessings via video rather than from a window over St. Peter's Square. The Vatican previously announced 1 confirmed case of the COVID-19. Italy had 4,636 cases as of Saturday morning, with 197 deaths.